Hey guys, welcome to the WAG Station. I'm your host, Gen Z himself, and I'm done talking about flat Mario Karts. I want to talk about a Mario Kart that's not only real 3D, but a Mario Kart game that welcomes me.
Welcome to Mario Kart!
I found it! This is Mario Kart 64, the sequel to that one flat racing game on Super Nintendo that isn't called F-Zero. Mario Kart 64 was released in December of 1996. And right away, it certainly hit the ball out of the park compared to the original, because this game is actually 3D! Except for like the actual character models, these are actually sprites. I never noticed this at all until the awards ceremony where it's like, yo, this just doesn't look right. Now, like Super Mario Kart 64 can be pretty hard to get back into. Control-wise, the turning just feels a little bit off in this game, and the drifting is still just as useless, just like Super Mario Kart. Apparently you're supposed to get mini turbos when you pull them off properly, but I certainly didn't notice. And let's get this over with now. All the computers annoyingly rubber band no matter how many items you hit them with, and no matter how many speed boosts you have, they just always come crawling back up your bumper.
What the f***?
But anyways, let's take a look at the character roster. This right here, if the series ever gets a reboot, which it probably won't, but let's say if it did reboot, this is just the perfect roster to always have. You got basically every main character here, except for Waluigi. But yeah, obviously this is the best Mario Kart game of all time because this is the Mario Kart game that introduced the fake item box! But yeah, let's just jump into some Grand Prix here, and I'll talk about the tracks. So first up we got the Mushroom Cup, starting off with Luigi Raceway. I mean, it's okay track design wise, it's your usual starter course. Lets you get used to the weirder controls that this game has, but I consider it amazing because it happens to be all about Luigi. Next we got Moo Moo Farm, another really simple course, even more simple than Luigi's Raceway. It's basically just Mario Kart 64's version of Donut Plains from Super Mario Kart. You even got the moles coming back. And then we got Koopa Troopa Beach. I love this one. It's really relaxing, you know, just on a beach. But then you realize it's not relaxing because, you know, you're in Mario Kart and you're gonna be hit with like 10 bajillion items. And surprisingly, track design wise, I feel like this is probably like the most complicated course in a starter cup for most Mario Kart games. Not like that's a bad thing. I prefer a lot better track design and not just very, very simple circles. And to finish off the Mushroom Cup, we got Kalimari Desert. This is one of my favorite tracks in Mario Kart 64. It has the grooviest music of all times, and the train just randomly coming in throughout the desert keeps things a little bit less empty. This track is mostly pretty empty because it's taking place in a desert. But it's just something about the music and the desert and the train that just all fits so well. Maybe it's because it's kind of like a Wild West movie for karting. And now for tracks from the Flower Cup, starting out with Toad's Turnpike. Another banger track. I honestly prefer this version compared to the Mario Kart 8 version, because the cars are faster and bigger, and it's more fun of a challenge. Next we got Frappe Snowland. This one's actually a pretty fun snow level, plus it's got these statues of Yoshi and Mario made out of snow, and then you got the snowman section that's usually pretty hard to avoid, but because I'm absolutely built different on Mario Kart, I avoided them all. And next we got Choco Mountain, a successor to Choco Island from Super Mario Kart. This one's another fun track. Mario Kart 64 basically just has a lot of great tracks, but this one's fun. Maybe you might get flattened by these rocks that are falling off the mountain. Fun track, fun track. And finishing off the cup, we got Mario Raceway. It's basically a more fleshed out Luigi Raceway, but it's not as good as Luigi's Raceway because it's Mario instead of Luigi. And now for the third cup here, we got the Star Cup, starting out with Wario Stadium. There is absolutely no need for the fact that this track is really long, and the only reason why it's called Wario Stadium is because the entire wall of this stadium is just Wario's head plastered everywhere. Cool. And next we got Sherbet Land, also known as the successor to Vanilla Lake, and it's actually a pretty good track design-wise. It doesn't have the stupid ice cubes. And where's the sherbet? I don't think sherbet is white. And next we got Royal Raceway. Basically a more fleshed out Mario Raceway. You get to see Peach's Castle from Mario 64, which is the same Peach's Castle that gets used in the award ceremony. You also have to drive up to the castle too in this course. But I didn't really feel like it because I actually wanted to win the cup. And finishing off the cup here, we got Bowser's Castle. And not gonna lie, this is definitely one of my favorite Bowser castles in a Mario Kart game. The atmosphere of the stage is actually pretty cool. It's a little bit more of the creepier side, but not really creepy because it's a frickin' Mario Kart game. But it's a lot more darker than other Bowser's castles. The thwomps actually have this creepy-ish laugh instead of their usual, you know. And for some reason, one of the thwomps is just locked up. And the epic music just fits so well with it. This is like peak Bowser's Castle right here. This track should return in more Mario Kart games often. And now, the final cup, which is the Special Cup. Starting out with DK Jungle Parkway, based off of Donkey Kong 64, with like a 10-second song. That's a little bit disappointing. But this one's pretty cool. When you get on the off-road, coconuts just start getting thrown at you for some reason. They just really don't want you to go off-road. But yeah, there's this bridge in this cave that can be used for a skip. The speedrunning community in this game is insane, by the way. Definitely one of the most entertaining speedrunning games. Next, we got Yoshi Valley. The game just doesn't know what placement you're in. If the game isn't supposed to know what place you're in, why does it still show the map? Sure, I can pretend that the map doesn't exist by pressing one of the C buttons and swapping into a speedometer, but the fact that the map is still there, you can see who's the furthest ahead, thus you still have to figure out everybody's placement. So it's just kind of like a useless gimmick, or just disable the map. Also, this big egg is absolutely absurd in this version of Yoshi Valley. And next we got Banshee Boardwalk. Basically a successor to Ghost Valley from Super Mario Kart. This one's really fun. I like it. Plus you get to see water below the course. Kind of. There's also bats that come out of whatever. Plus there's a giant fish. And then, to finish it all off, we got this game's rendition of Rainbow Road. This Rainbow Road is a major time waster. Because if you played the Mario Kart 8 version of Rainbow Road, that version of Rainbow Road, has one lap, split into 3 sections. While there is technically 3 sections in this game, those sections are just sort of laps, So you get to do the course 3 times, and this version just feels slightly longer, even with 1 lap. It's just a really long course. I feel like 1 lap could have done just fine. But 3 laps is absurd, just like Wario Stadium. But I feel like what makes up for it all is peak Rainbow Road music. I absolutely love the rendition of the music in Rainbow Road in this game. And with that was the Grand Prix. But my problem with the Grand Prix is, you get all the cups from the start. You don't have to unlock any of the cups like Super Mario Kart. And sure, the only one you unlock is the Special Cup. But this is just disappointing. There's no unlocks in this game. That's one of my problems with this game, is because you can't unlock anything. You just have everything from the start, and it just doesn't really give me the desire to play the entire thing in every single speed class. Sure, I guess there's one unlockable, which is the mirror speed class, but from what I heard, it's apparently 100cc but mirrored instead of the usual 150cc but mirrored, and that's just a little bit disappointing, Now I still love this game a lot, even with the crappy controls. All the characters have their own personality with the way that it's voice acted. Listen to this. This is freaking incredible. But I just never come back to this game often to say, oh, I need to finish off some Grand Prix to get nothing except for a special title screen. But other than that, this game is literally peak. Especially when it comes to the multiplayer. Oh god, the multiplayer. When you play multiplayer with friends in this game, oh, you're gonna have one hell of a time. Even if it's just versus races. Or playing Grand Prix. You can play Grand Prix with multiplayer. Maybe they can help you out. Maybe they won't. They probably won't help. But you know, it's a lot more fun of an experience. When you're on your own, dealing with rubber banding computer players, you're most likely just gonna be like, fuck this game. But when you're with your friends, it's the greatest time ever with the crappy rubber banding. And if you're absolutely cracked at the game like me, you can show off and pull off the Rainbow Road shortcut.
Ha! Fuck you!
F me? No, f you!
Fuck you!
How dare you!
Ah!
And then we got the battle mode. Oh god, the battle mode. Sure, it's not much different from Super Mario Karts. It's got the same amount of battle courses, only 4. But these battle courses, not gonna lie, are all bangers. We got Big Donut, which is literally a big donut. And then we got Block Fort, the greatest battle course to ever be made. And then we got Double Deck, which is just okay. And then we got Skyscraper, the second greatest battle course ever made. Did I mention that this game had Block Fort, the best battle course ever made? But yeah, the battle mode is still very peak in this game. It's the last kart standing, the way it should be. None of this timer crap. I'm tired of seeing this. Nintendo, please bring back the old battle mode, I beg of you. Well, that was Mario Kart 64. It hasn't really aged well control-wise and rubber banding-wise, but the way that the characters are voice acted, it's so funny, and the tracks in the game, some of the best in the entire Mario Kart series, and the multiplayer can give you some of the best experiences you've ever had with your friends. Unless if one of your friends happens to have a gun on them. Then dang, it'll suck for you. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm just gonna lie down right here, and hopefully the amount of gunshots that I got on me will hopefully heal if it works that way. It better. I sort of want to keep the updated Gen Z series still going on, you know? I'm just gonna lay down here.
Bruh.